Do you know that feeling when you're doing your work and you get distracted by a noise or something pops up on your phone? Or maybe you even think about doing something you need to do and you just can't do it. You just don't want to do it. Then you get all annoyed at yourself and sometimes you even feel pretty negative towards yourself. I'm here to explain what procrastination is, and I'm sure you already have a sense of what it is, yeah. But I'm sure you don't actually really know what procrastination is. So in this video, I want to make it my goal for you to learn what it is and how to use this information to fix your procrastination and get as much work done as fast as possible without feeling like it's work. Therefore, let's start with this example. Maybe you had to study once, maybe you had homework to do, maybe you wanted to make a YouTube video. At some point, you wanted to stay consistent. And you've even recognized that something is important that you need to do. Yet, you chose not to do it. You do anything else. You watch your phone, you eat food, you walk around, you clean the house, literally anything but the thing that you're supposed to do. This perfectly explains procrastination. And now let me show you what procrastination really is. Procrastination is the combination of two things. The first one being desire. Now, desire is super simple to understand. All it is the pursuit or want of dopamine. And dopamine is the happy chemical. You know, the feeling that you get when you eat food, when you watch your phone, take a nice warm shower, or complete a task. Dopamine is so important that I'm going to have to make another video talking about it because it's so important for you to understand. All you need to understand about dopamine is that there's a baseline, and if you go below it, you're sad, and if you go above it, you're happy. Now, if you're at baseline and you have choice B, which will give you this much dopamine, and you have choice A, which will give you this much dopamine, but now let's say choice B is the task that you're supposed to be doing, like studying, recording a YouTube video, doing your homework. Now let's say choice A is watching your phone, taking a warm shower, or eating food. Most of the time, you're going to choose the choice that gives you more dopamine, especially in the instance that you have to put in less work to get more dopamine. Your brain will recognize that and say, I want to be happy. You're probably going to choose the option that gives you more dopamine. And it does not help when the option that gives you more dopamine is also easier to do than the task that you need to be doing. And when you do this enough times, choosing the option that releases more dopamine and it's easier to do, you create a habit. And the more times you choose the easier option, the stronger that habit becomes. Meaning, the more you choose to procrastinate, the harder it's going to be to not procrastinate in the future. Like nicotine addicts, they can choose to breathe fresh air and then will have better health effects in the long run. But instead, they go back to the option that's going to release them dopamine because they've created a habit where they know every time they do this task, they're going to get dopamine from it. Makes a habit and makes an urge, an addiction to do the task that's not healthy for them. Just like procrastinating. Now, remember, I said we can get into dopamine and gratification in another video. But what about the second thing I mentioned? That would be importance. Importance is the act of putting something on a pedestal. When you put work, when you put studying, when you put doing literally anything on a pedestal, you make it important, and it creates this conundrum in your brain saying, this thing's important, so it must take a lot of time and energy to be able to achieve or do. When in reality, we could probably do that task at the same effort as drinking a bottle of water or sitting down in a chair. Yet, when we drink a glass of water or when we sit down in a chair, we don't label this task as important. It's second nature. So in order to understand what procrastination is, it is the combination of desire, the act of pursuing dopamine and pleasure, and importance, our tendency to inflate the perceived value or difficulty of a task, making that task harder to do in our brain when it really is second nature to us. An easy way to think of what procrastination is immediately think of this task as being something important, something that takes a lot of energy and time that we don't really want to do, because option B, we don't have to spend that much time and we can get more dopamine and feel better, faster, quicker. So we're going to choose that and save option A for another time. Now that we've understand what procrastination really is, we can figure out how to fix it. First thing we need to do to fix procrastination is the dissolvement of importance, because importance is the reason why we have procrastination. You can have desire, not have procrastination, but if you have importance, you will always have procrastination. Now, to dissolve importance, don't think about the task. Don't think about what you get from doing it. Don't think about what you have to do. Just do the task as if it's second nature, like drinking water or sitting down in a chair. Whatever it is that you should be doing, act as though it's second nature. Then the second thing you have to do, you have to break bad habits and form new habits. I mean, breaking bad habits is the same as forming new habits if you think about it. Whenever you feel like procrastinating, you can do two things. One, you can use that feeling of procrastination as a cue to train yourself to be productive. Every time you feel like procrastinating, you instantly start that task. So you train your brain. Every time I feel like procrastinating, I have to do my task. And this is a very hard habit to form, which is why I recommend starting with the second option. When you feel the urge to procrastinate, to watch your phone, or do anything other than the required task that you must do a task that evokes productivity. It might not be the task that you need to do, like your homework or record a video, whatever it is. Maybe you clean your bed, maybe you read a book, maybe you clean. I don't know what you do, just be productive, and then you'll train your brain eventually. Hey, when I feel like procrastinating, I'm gonna go do something productive. Eventually you'll work your way towards doing the task that you need to be doing. Whatever it is, that task should benefit you regardless. Some of you may notice the second technique I mentioned is called Pavlovian conditioning. It's a conditioning technique where you use a sound or an action or a cue to initiate a stimulus. So if I have a candle and every time I decide to do deep work, I light that candle, I'll recognize that candle scent as a cue for deep work. And now if I were to smell that candle, if I was out and about, I would associate that smell with deep work, meaning it would be easy for me to start doing some sort of task that requires deep work. Hopefully this quick rundown of procrastination has helped you understand how to not procrastinate, how to fix your procrastination, and make good habits. And the next video I will be posting will be about dopamine. Regardless, stay healthy, and everyone's trying to have good dreams tonight. Peace out. Oh! Work. That's the...